Hi, everybody. Welcome back to this week's version of the Down Low on Oils with Dina. As you can see by our cover screen, we're going to talk about essential oils for kids. I want to thank you for taking your time and watching this today. Let's just jump right into it. So, as you know, us moms, we like to give our advice and help out where we can. Some of it's probably things you don't ever want to hear, but deep down inside, we're doing it because we really truly believe that there's a way to take our knowledge of past and bring it forward. So these oils have been around for thousands of years, starting back with myrrh and spikenard and frankincense and myrrh. Young Living started out in a small farm in Spokane, Washington. And as you know my story, it's true to my heart because I got family there. He then decided, Dr. Gary Young, to move the practice of essential oils to Utah, where Young Living Essential Oils became what it is today. And that was in 1993. That is when the community of wellness started and has taken on the growth for 23 years to forming of 10 plus farms and a commitment to community, family, and oils. So I've told my story several times. I'm not going to go into great detail, but I brought this into my family because I wanted something that was going to be healthier and not have to worry about the side effects that I was experiencing with what I was going through in my health issues. And with my best friend giving me the oils, and it did take me a while. It took me a year to finally go, how do I use this? What can I do? And with that in mind, I want you to understand it wasn't because I thought it was working for me. It wasn't working for me. My kids always came first. And when it started working for them, that's when things started happening for Rick and I. And we jumped from trying the oils in 1 month and getting a kit in that same month to, by August, being out of the state we live in and going home and teaching classes there. So it's just been a passion from the start once we realized what we had in our hands. So at this point, when you're watching this, it's just got to resonate with you. And when it finally does, then you take on the role of, oh, I'm eating good and healthy, and I'm exercising, and I'm realizing that not everything that's put out there for us is for our own good. So research, 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 just like I always say. So here is the different ways that we can use oils. There's aromatic, topical, and internal. When we talk about those, the one I want to stress the most is the internal. On small children, it is just the best to stay away from. You will start learning and educating and knowing when's the best time to start incorporating things like that for your kids. But the most powerful is the aromatic. That's the best way to get it into what your kids need for an everyday experience. And then, of course, there's topical, and that's dilution, dilution, dilution. We'll go over here shortly in the video ahead on some of the research that's been done in the age groups that you need to start looking at the different ratios. But make sure that you do your own research and decide what is comfortable for you and your family. Not all oils are created equal. We've talked about that. You've seen them on grocery store shelves. You've seen them in the local pharmacy. I'm seeing them even at my work now, and I was given a bad time by coworkers back when I first started there about being this voodoo woman. But now even our corporate office is bringing them in as gift packs and stuff. Now, granted, it's not ones I would purchase, but it's back to research and finding out what works for you. So with Young Living, why we've stayed with them and why we were so happy with the company we found was their seed to seal promise. And when you can go from the seed that has been authenticated from not just research or field studies, but university partnerships and just what we found by on-site planning and being able to certify those seeds, that's just pure. It's just not just one thing, it's many things put together. But when you start with a good seed and then you put it in the ground and you plant it by hand, that knowledge of where it's going is just what resonates the most with me. So we look at the soil preparation and the cultivation part of it, and Young Living with Dr. Gary Young has made sure that when they find farms or they find land, that it's tested and free of chemicals and free of constituents that are going to be harmful for growing that perfect plant. And as you know, we're not all perfect, but we come as close as we can. And that's why when we do our distillation process, that we can test it and see where its purity levels are. But we also make sure that we balance sun and water. And, again, Mother Nature's in charge. So sometimes sun is at its lowest or we get too much water. There's nothing we can do about that. But I can guarantee that if we don't have a good growing season, we're going to be out of stock of it. And that's something that I don't see any other company doing. It amazes me that these other companies keep telling you, well, no, we're not out of stock. But does that mean that they're getting their oils from a reputable, clean soil? We also make sure that we do responsible weed and pest control. We also make sure that we wildcraft harvest. As a company, we're always striving to make sure that we are dedicated to growing that highest quality aromatic plant. And I've been to a couple of the farms and I've seen some of the distillation, and the smells and the aromas that come from that are just heavenly. Then we go to the distillation, and Dr. Gary went and learned the ancient techniques that were around for centuries, and he went into it body, mind, and soul to learn the best of the best. And then he took what he learned and brought it into modern day. So at this time, we're using low pressure steam on pretty much all of our oils in the distillation process. And then we have the tree resin, like frankincense and myrrh, which we hydrodistillate. And then there's the cold press, which we use on most of our citrus oils. Then we go into step 4, which of course is our testing process. We never accept, diluted, cut, or adulterated essential oils. We test our oils personally, as well as send them to a third-party facility for theirs. If we don't match, we check it again. We want to obtain those perfect optimal levels of purity that Dr. Gary says it has to be before it hits a bottle. And then last but not least is our seal. We seal and inspect our own bottles in our state-of-the-art clean room facility. It's over 107,000 or 100,000 square feet. It's a beautiful facility. I was able to go and visit this facility at one time when I was in Salt Lake City, and it was just, to me, at that time, overwhelming, because it was like, whoa, they do all of this. And that was when I was very young into Young Living. And now I want to make sure the next time I'm there with my husband that I get to take him. And anybody that comes with us, it will be a day that we go and visit these things. So I'm just, as you can tell, very passionate about it. All right, let's go on to those safety guidelines. Some of this we already talked about. Ingestion not recommended for infants. Best way to get it into your kids is in a diffuser. Start with 1 or 2 drops. It's always slow and grow. 1 or 2 drops for everybody is a great way to start, and then do what works better for you. But again, 1 to 2 drops, any more than that, it's not going to do any more than what it was doing before. Dilution, dilution, dilution. If you're going to put an oil in your baby, test their arm or leg. If no reaction occurs, then go on with it. Avoid putting these into their baths due to the fact that they may splash and get it in their eyes, or that they may swallow some of the water. We've already talked about it's just not recommended. If your baby has never been exposed to essential oils, then you just start putting them on you. and then the interaction will go from there. It's just a great way to start. Another thing you can do is get online with youngliving.com and see their resource options. I love going in there and going into the blog. So if you go over to the company tab on the right and let it drop down and go to the blog, there's some amazing articles in there. There's also third-party reference sites that you can use. One of my favorites is going and just checking out other Young Living people. Everybody's got something they're passionate about, so you might even find somebody that they've got an oil site wrapped around oils and kids. There's a bunch of them out there. I've seen them. I just don't have them all in front of me. Here's what I promised you. Here's the dilution recommendations that Young Living has put forth to help kind of guide us. It's not a firm guideline, but it's got to be something that you research and learn. You can use carrier oils. I've already created a list. I've already put it in a couple of my other PowerPoints. You can go back and watch those, but if you'd like a printout sent to you or a copy sent to you via email, just let me know and I'll be happy to send that to you. But Young Living has one that you don't have to think about. It's a vegetable oil complex called V6. It's very nourishing and minimizes irritation. So I have friends that are in my age group that still use the dilution ratio of 7-11 for them. Because one, they like to spread the oils out, but they know they're still getting something really good in that concentration of half and half. So figure out what works for you, figure out what makes you feel comfortable to use the oils on your kids, but always ask questions and do research. Okay, when in doubt, I've already talked about this, start slow and low. Many mamas start putting this oils on the bottoms of their feet. This little chart that somebody has provided by, it's online, you can see it. If you Google research, you'll see this little picture and it's got what areas it belongs to. And there's several of them out there, but remember that this is just a guideline. Getting it on the bottom of the feet is always a good thing. It's a really great place for it to absorb into the body system. Next, you could try diffusing at a higher concentration of the oil instead of applying it to their feet. Possibly just try it out on your own first so you can see what's going on. I love doing the VitaFlex on the feet using these oils and V6. Take your time, look at the options, but it's never a bad thing. All right, let's move on to essential oils to use with caution. These are some of the oils that have been put out that we need to be very careful of using around babies. This is what I talked about earlier. These are ones that we kind of caution you to stay away from. That's Idaho Blue Tansy, hyssop, sages, clary sage, wintergreen, and eucalyptuses. Several of them are very easy to understand, wintergreen being a hot oil or one that feels warm to somebody, and it could have a cooling effect as well. And there's a reason why, because infants and babies can't tell us if it feels too cold or too hot, and it may make it difficult to regulate their body temperatures. So we encourage you to do your own research, though, and go forward. All right, these are a few mom must-haves. Vital 180, when they created this video, has a group of moms that have kids 12 and under, and they polled them. And they have over 900 members that decided to give you their input. And these are the top must-haves from that. So obviously, number one is lavender. And they here say diffuse it at night. It's very comforting and calming. There's Thieves. Apply 1 to 2 drops to the bottom of the feet to support your healthy immune system. Diffuse during school season for just a clean, fresh scent. I was told yesterday by somebody that Thieves to them is like smelling Christmas. So they must not have tried out a Christmas spirit yet, because otherwise I think they'd really go crazy. Number 3 is RC, as one of the first oils that I purchased to use in our family. It is definitely one that helps support a healthy respiratory function. And of dilution, apply to the chest or back as needed. I like to also put it on my throat as an adult, but again, dilute, dilute, dilute. And last but not least, for this group of moms, it's peace and calming. And there is peace and calming too. One may work better than the other. Remember, we're all snowflakes. All right, so let's go on to the next 4, which are purification, used for freshness and eliminating unpleasant odors. I like to use this one topically. I put it in a spray bottle and use it as a spray. Number 6 is frankincense. Of course, that one is just a great one for bringing clarity to an everyday active mind. Putting it to the bottom of the feet to support a healthy immune function. Number 7, this is my favorite oil for keeping life's demands to a minimum, and that's stress away. Probably because one of my favorite scents in the world is vanilla, and that is one of the only oils that I know of that contains the vanilla. Number 8 is copaiba. This one is also really great to add to any of the above oils because it helps enhance them, makes them work even better. But it's also really good to apply to your gums and jaws for a healthy, happy mouth. And it also helps support respiratory. And you can see down below, there's also some other notable mentions. In that group, Gentle Baby is amazing. White Angelica, when it's in stock, I make sure I have it. I use it for raindrops. I just love the smell. It just brings me down to a great level. Now, Young Living has gotten out there and created a Kids Sense line called Kids Sense Collection. These are already pre-diluted oils formulated just for your kids. You know, I have not used them, but a family member has them for her kids. And she loves the ones that she has. You can put a roller ball on them, and your older kids will start rolling them on themselves because they feel the difference. It's formulated just to be the right strength for kids, so you never have to dilute them. If you can't read the screen, they have Genius, Owie, Tummy Jies, Sniffle Ease, and Sleepy Eyes. Go in and do your research. I'm not going to go into great detail right now, but we will in the next couple screens. So here you go. Genius. Diffuse during after-school activities such as homework, doing projects, sometimes even just having a conversation with your kids. It's a good one to have. Then there's Owie. Stash this one in your diaper bag, in your purse, in your backpack. It's great for when they decide to take those tumbles in life. And I do. I definitely love giving the aroma glides and putting them on each one of these. It just makes it an easier application. And then there's Tummy Jies. It's great for when the kids just aren't feeling their best. They've overindulged in something at school or at a friend's house or even at home. So great to use before or after meals. All right, so let's go into Sniffle Ease. Again, you'll see the little footprint here where they're saying great places to apply each one of these. Sniffle Ease is great to just apply during nap times. You can even drop a couple drops in a diffuser that can handle a carrier oil. And then there's Sleepy Eyes. Rub it onto the hands and smooth over your child's pillow at night, or apply to the bottom of their feet for a great nap or bedtime routine. I love the little baby feet. I think they're cute. So, why do I choose Young Living and not chain store brands or over-the-counter products? Because of the fact that I am a walking poster board of what over-the-counters, what living by what is created by labs can do to somebody. I love the fact that knowing what goes in, excuse me, to each and every one of these products that is not Young Living, and reading what's in there, it just scares me. It scares me that I have been putting so many chemicals on my kids as they were growing up. And knowing now that, yes, our body regenerates and rejuvenates cells, and there is a great change with essential oils and eating a healthier life and doing things that are better for you. So just read your labels, educate yourself on the products and what's in them, because you're going to find out that even though it says green, all natural, organic, doesn't mean that everything in there is pure, because we have a society nowadays where it doesn't have to be 100% to be considered anything good. It just has to be a small percentage to be passed as those words. Education, education, education. I know I stress that all the time. So with the KidSense collection, besides the oils, as you can see, we have shampoos and lotions and toothpastes and bath gels. We also have Tender Tush. It is a ointment that was created for the boys when they were younger by Dr. Gary. And I can honestly say, not having a baby in the house when this was brought into my life, I put it on my own skin. It is my daily moisturizer for my skin. And whatever is left on my hands, I run through my hair, and it creates a better environment for me all the way around. You know, we talked about diffusing, and Young Living has come up with some great ways to bring diffusers into your kids' rooms and make them kind of in a happier, better place. I do know that these are a great Christmas addition to your family. So grandmas, look at this for the grandkids. It's better than giving them underwear. And they love it. They love that the little steam puffs that come out. It's really not steam because it's cold diffused, but they come out through the volcano and they come out through the coral reef. So they just love what it does, and they can touch it, and it's not going to hurt them in any way. It's just a cute addition to every room. All right, let's go on to a couple of treats that we were given to show you. There are so many more out there. Look at Pinterest. There's books upon books. Come to our make and take classes. We do a class on cooking with oils. But here's a couple of great treats. I have done the Ningxia Red jelly recipes before. Those are so good. Then the Ningxia Red orange popsicles. I know that my daughter has made these for the little ones in our lives, and especially when there's, you know, some mouth discomforts and they're not feeling above the wellness line, these just make them feel so much better because they just comfort them. So let's move on to some activities we can do with essential oils. So aromatherapy Play-Doh. This one here, particularly because of the salt in it, it's not an edible version, but it's something they can play with and get the oils going through them because you're putting essential oils into them. So as they're breaking it apart and rolling it and cutting it, they're getting essential oils. There is another Play-Doh recipe out there. It is in a couple of the books you can get at our third-party reference websites. And it's made with baby cereal so that if they do eat it, it won't hurt them. So it's another great addition. I have done this for make and take. I've also brought it to classes where I know kids are going to be, so they have something to do while we're getting our oils on. And then, of course, making their own little necklaces or bracelets so they can put their oils on them and wear them. Make gifts for grandma and grandpa and aunts and uncles. So just a great daily activity you can do with your kids. So here's some rollerball recipes that the group has kind of found that they find very easy to work with. One that I like to use is the bedtime blend. And personally, I use it not just for teenagers, I use it personally. The Wound Tight is another great one, and the Homework Helper. If you would like to see these, just let me know. This is going to be up on our Facebook group, and it'll be also posted on the YouTube group. All right, so let's get a couple testimonials. These are from Young Living Moms. We can read those. You can come to our classes and talk to other moms that have used them. We can come and do a class for you on this and get more intricate involved because it's something that we can spend more time with. Right now I have a time limit to get this done and posted. So just take your time and enjoy. Let's just see what Sarah Moore from Hawaii says. Young Living oils and products have offered support to my wellness I have not felt with other products. The oils are an easy and safe solution for my whole family needs. The oils smooth out our day, and my only regret is not finding them sooner. And I definitely feel that same way. All right. So for those of you watching this that have never been to a class or kind of leaning towards maybe starting to do this, here's a couple reasons why you can, how you can join, not why, but how you can join Young Living. You can be a retail customer. You don't have to get a kit. You pay retail prices, which cost about 24% more. You're not eligible to join our Essential Rewards program, but there's no yearly requirement. But if you're like me, I love a good deal and I want to make sure that I'm doing something good for my family, and I have replaced everything I can get pretty much for our home use through Young Living. I chose to go wholesale. And when I first chose to do this, I didn't choose to do it as a business. I chose it because I wanted to bring something into my family's life that's better for them, but I did choose to go wholesale. So we have 3 premium starter kits you can choose from. You save 24 to 40%, 44% off of retail, and you are eligible to join Essential Rewards, which is a great way to get back free product. You do have one yearly requirement, and you must purchase 50 PV per year, and that's usually $1 per PV, but once you join, we will definitely go over with you where to look and find where that information is at. Okay, so let's go over those kits we just talked about. The one I started with was the Everyday Oils. It gave me all the oils that I wanted to use for my family. Plus, it gave me some samples of Ningxia Red, the 10 oil empty bottles to give as samples, a rollerball filament, and product information, as well as a free 5mm Stress Away. The diffusers you get with this, you get a choice of 4. There's the Dewdrop you see here, the Home Diffuser, which looks like a tulip or a flower. That's another choice. We also have the Rainstone, which is a 8-hour running diffuser, which is in our bedroom. My husband loves it. It was gifted to us. And then there's the Aria, which I saved for. We have it for our whole house use because it covers a larger area. And it also will let you plug in a iPod, iPad, MP3 player, whatever you want, and have your music play through it. Your second option is going with the whole Ningxia line, and that is a wonderful antioxidant drink full of vitamins and minerals and oils. It's just amazing, and it still comes with all of those samples and giveaways, the Stress Away, the travel packs, so forth and so on. But you get 2 bottles of Ningxia and 32 travel packets. So they're a 2-ounce take it on the go type packet. And then third is our Thieves line. And it is just the best way if you want to start doing a cleansing wellness purpose for your family on the cleaning side. Comes with your Thieves oil, the cleaner, you get 2 bottles, the mouthwash, the hand sanitizer, you get 2 of those. You get my favorite toothpaste, and you get 2 bottles of the mouth spray. You also get the free samples that are in the other 2 packets. At any time, because you are now a member, you can purchase any one of these kits to have for your own. So figure out which way is the best way to start with your family, but no, at any time you can pick one of the other two. All right, let's move on to an option you have. Like I said, I didn't start this business of Young Living other than for wellness, but you do have other benefits. You can sit back and just enjoy the wellness benefits and keep your membership and just, purchase $50 a year, PV, or you can start earning free product by getting on Essential Rewards. You can also earn extra income. What you put into it is what you get back out of it. You put more hours in, you can get more residual income. It's not something that just falls into your lap and happens overnight, but I can genuinely tell you that I started to do this, one, because it became a passion. Two, I wanted to pay for my oils that I wanted to purchase every month. I didn't want to have to worry that it was coming out of some other budget. But like I said earlier, I find that some of my grocery money that I was using to buy things at the store that were like everyday cleaning items and things like that, I've been able to put to that budget. So it works out really well. But all you have to do is share why you join Young Living, why you're using the oils, what they do for you in an FDA compliant manner, and you can start earning an income. Just by sharing a kit with one person, you can earn up to $50 just for doing that, and a little bit more. All right, so let's go on to thanking you. Thank you for your time, and let me know if you're available to answer any of your questions. I can give you a call. We can chat on Messenger. We can Skype, whatever works for you. Get a hold of me. Get a hold of Rick. Come to our classes. Get on our Hands on Oils website and check out the event calendar. Not just our team, but I am working in conjunction with other teams to get more classes out there. So check out the calendar and come see me next week. Have an amazing, blessed day.